Hello, welcome to my video. My name is Lisa. Today is going to be day 33 of my 100-day challenge, and today I am working on part 2 of my traveler's notebook. Now, I've never done a traveler's notebook before. I've made a couple other journals before, but not one this size. I found this digital on Etsy under Tsunami Rose. I do have a link in my part 1 video, which I'll put in the description. It has a link to this digital, and it's got a flip through of the pages that I'm going to use for this. And it is, what I did on that one is I created this extra pocket piece to go into my journal, and it's got some tuck spots going that way on the front and back, and then it's got slanted spots to go in there. I made a couple of them, actually. You'll see in video 1. I just haven't decided which one I'm actually going to put into the journal yet, so I'll put that to the side, and I'll put this to the side. All right, so I have not made a sample of this, so we're just going to go together and do it. Now, you can use a double-sided paper. I'll pretend this is double-sided, where you have one side is going to be the base that we will fold in to make pockets that go through the side. And then when we cut it out, there'll be strips left that you can use to make pockets that we'll put on the front and the sides of the tucks, you'll see. So I'm gonna cut. I don't have any double-sided paper that I liked. I picked these as the base and this as the pockets. One thing I also need to say is you want to pick something that's non-directional, because it does get, after this is all cut, it gets folded onto itself and glued. So you don't want things, flowers upside down, or, faces upside down, words up. I mean, if you want words upside down, that's not too bad. But anything that you don't want upside down, you don't want to use that paper. Something non-directional, geometric shapes, that kind of stuff will work. The pockets, I should be able to, they are going different directions, but I should be able to cut them so it doesn't really matter that things are going different directions on this. So we'll start with cutting the, oh, hit my thing, base paper. All right, so my base of this needs to be 8.5 by 10. These are a little over 8.5. They're like 8 3/4. So I chose 8.5 because it would just fit inside there for that. So that's why I chose 8.5 to go inside of that. So in case you were wondering why I chose that. All right, so I'm going to cut the 8.5 first so that I have a bigger strip there. And like I said, if this was reversible, you could use this for the pockets. But we're going to put that aside because I'm not going to use it for pockets. So we got 8.5 by 10. And we'll cut that to 10. And we'll save that for later too. Okay, now put that to the side. For the pockets, I need 2 strips that are 8.5, because I'm just going to go the 8.5 by 2 inches twice. One for front pockets, one for back pockets. So let's cut the 8.5 down first, because again, leaving as big of a piece as possible that I could possibly use. So I got 8.5, and I need 2-inch strips. So this is 12. So I always don't trust it being 12. So we're gonna go 2 here. I think I like this side better. Okay. All right. 2 and Okay. All right, so we'll get rid of that. And these are going to be the pockets. And like I said, this is what you could have used when you were cutting this main strip off. You could have used these to make those strips. Okay. All right, let me get that out of the way. All right, so we'll put the pockets to the side for now. And we're going to go ahead and show how we do this. So, all right, so we're going to fold this we're going to fold it in half the tall, long way. So what we have is the 10-inch long strip going that way. No, I don't want that. All right, I want to do it that way. We want to fold it this way. Yeah, so there's the 8.5-inch wide book. Okay, so we want to fold it so it's the chunkier way. So the 10 inches are going to be folded down to 5 inches. Hopefully that crease will go away. Actually, it doesn't matter because that is where it's going to go in the book. Oh, I'm okay. Oh, I'm okay. So, yes, you fold it to that just to get where it's going to go inside of the book. And then we're going to fold it. Okay, so we're going to fold it to the 8.5. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to score it so I can do my fold over. I'm going to score it at 2.5. Just get that to finish. My board is a little bit. And then we need to score it at 3.5. And just a little bit extra to get that. Okay. All right, so I'm going to recap that so I didn't confuse you. So we're going to take our 8.5 by 10. We are going to fold it so that the 8.5 gets folded onto itself to make it the 4.25. All right, and then we're going to score it at 2.5. And then we're going to score it at 3.5. Okay, so it ends up being a 5-inch pocket. Okay. Now, what you want to do is you want to glue this together so it makes a side pocket. Now, I probably could have done. I could have probably even done it a little less if I wanted to make it a little taller. You just want to overlap it so you hide it. But I'm going to keep it that size because I've gotten these pocket strips cut to be the size that I want to do. So, but if you wanted to make it a little bit taller, you could do that. You just have to accommodate and change your pieces that we'll show you at the end here. So, oops, no one to screw it there. We want to glue this together so that we are going to end up putting the pocket here. So you want to make sure that this, you don't want to glue it like this because this is going to leave this flap here. You want to glue it so that it's going to be hidden when you cover it up with the pocket. So, all right, so I'm going to throw a little glue up here on this, and I'm going to throw a little glue on that. All right, we're just going to glue them together. Now it should stay okay. It shouldn't go through. You just want to double check that it has gone. Whoops, that has gone through. All right, and then, like I said, that's why we folded it in half, because then we have for our eventual pocket that goes in here, we want it to be able to go in there. So, all right. Now, okay, so for this, I am going to take the 4.5 by 2 and I'm going to fold it in half. And I'm going to cut it. Now I could have cut, you know, or I'm sorry, the 8.5. Take the 8.5 by 2 and I'm going to cut it in half. Now I could have cut 2 pieces that were 4.25, but it was so much easier just to remember that this was cut at 8.5, so the strips need to be 8.5. Just makes it a little bit easier. Now we're gonna put little thumb holes in here, just so that we know that they're pockets. I'll throw a little ink on there before I attach it. All right, so we're gonna just glue the 3 sides here. Now this is very similar to pockets I put in Day 32's one. They're smaller, but similar application. Just instead of having a taller piece with just the tucks, I now have a side tag place that I can put the stuff in. So just a little different, just a different size, a little smaller. So there's a little bit of interest in there. They're not all the same size. Plus this only takes possibly 1 sheet of paper if you had double-sided, or 2. It doesn't take a lot of paper. You really could probably, make this out of anything that you could get to be that size. Okay. Now the reason I cut it was because if I fold this in for it, then they are not getting stuck in here. Or if I fold it out, depending on which way I want to put it, then it's got an opening here and it doesn't get caught in the spine of the signature. All right, just throw a little in there. All right, now for this side pouch, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a finger hole in here. I am going to put it up a little higher though, so it's not in the page. And I'm just going to put it on this side, because on the other side is where we're going to put the second 4.5 by 2-inch strip we put. So probably could have snapped this beforehand, but let's put it down somewhere. All right. Now, if you didn't like the, I didn't really like the white, so I'm going to throw a little tea dye in there. If you wanted to stick a little piece of paper in there, you could. But that works for me. Okay, so the second 4.5. Now the second 4.5 by 5 we're going to put on here and there. So I'm going to, again, fold this in half and cut it, because it's going to go, it's a little bit longer. I folded it a little bit shorter, so we'll have to cut that off. And we'll just go like that, and we will cut that off. Okay. And that's why you can decide what you want when I folded this into each other. If you wanted to make it a little wider, then all you'd have to do is cut a 2-inch strip as wide as you wanted the book. So this is going to be for this page, but going out this way. So it'll be a side inside tuck going this way, and this will be a tuck going in to that side. Okay. All right, so we can go ahead and glue this down, and that's the top, so that would be that way. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna put the glue on this so I don't miss. Just glue the 3 sides so that it is still a tuck on the side pocket. Looks like I might have to trim a little bit more off of there, but I can go back. Whoops, no, don't slide. You know, when you want it to slide, because you put it in the wrong spot, it doesn't. And then when you don't want it to slide, it does. Okay, so I'm just gonna make sure that I didn't glue that pocket shut. Okay, now I guess I probably could have put a tuck in there, or a thing in there. Yeah, we'll just, okay, so we're gonna put this one this way. So we're just gonna put a little tiny tuck in there, similar to that one. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna glue these 3 sides here. So I'm gonna let that dry, and after it's dried, I'm just gonna go in and trim that side real quick. So, because they are just a tad long. All right, so here's the book. All right, so let's pretend we're gonna put it right in here. All right, so we'll have it right in there. We will have a tag that will be able to, smaller tag obviously than that, we'll be able to stick it in there. And then we have this pocket that's going to go right in there. We'll be able to stick something, and it just sticks. Looks like it just sticks just inside of the page. So if you wanted to put a little bit of a tab on there, when you put it in there, make it to the size here. It's hard to do when it's not stitched in. You could have it so that it sticks out a little bit for a tab. Cute. And then we have the other side. That'll be there. Same thing. Little pocket in there. Be able to stick a tag in there. And then we turn that, and we'll be able to stick a tag in there. Yeah, that works. Totally. I can get it in there to stop shifting around. And I put that one upside down. Yes, I did. Okay. Well, I can always cover that up with something. Put some sort of put a tag on there or something. I'll figure something out. Redo another one. I will figure it out. So, okay. Well, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut one more sheet here. Just cut it just to show you that as I confuse myself. Oh. All right, so 8.5 by 10. that. And 10. Okay, so we're going to take the 8.5 by 10. We are going to fold the 8.5 down, make a, because that's how it would fit in the book, skinny wise, like that. So I'm just going to open that back up again, and we're going to score it to 10. All right, we're going to score it at 2.5. And let's do 3. Whoops! Jump the guard, jump the rail. 2.5 and 3. Yeah, I think that's a little better. 2.5 by 3. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay, so 2.5 by 3. We're going to glue this so the pocket goes. When we cut the 2-inch pocket, it's going to go like that. So we're going to glue this down this way. Ooh, I keep unscrewing that whole wrong cap. Okay, so we're going to put a little line going there. And then a line going here, so we got both ends glued. Okay. All right, so I'll get some pockets for these, but first I think I'm going to throw, before I get a pocket in here, I'll throw that there. And that there. And they're not even, but that doesn't matter because they end up being on 2 different pages, not together, so that is fine. Okay, so I might as well use that blue that I cut off. And I'm going to cut a 2-inch strip for the front pocket. That's what I use, yeah, 2. All right, so a 2-inch strip by 8.5. And I'll just cut it down to 4 1/4 because I got the machine out, right? Might as well. All right, so we're gonna do a quick thumb hole for these, and we'll throw a quick. And I'm not distressing these right now, since I'm just trying to do a quick version for you. Since I kind of screwed the first one up with measurements to show you, I'm like, oh, this is going to be easy. And then Lisa's brain malfunctioned. I really should never say anything's going to be easy, because that's usually the first sign of what can go wrong. Let's see what can go wrong. I jinxed myself, as they say. Okay, so now since I folded them different and I don't have, I will need strips that are 4 1/2 long. I don't think these are going to be long enough. Nope. go. Okay, so I need what did I say that was? These were 4.5, so I need a 9-inch strip. 4.5 and 4.5 is 9. Okay, so we need a 9-inch strip, and we'll cut it down to the 2. Oh, all right, so if that's 9, we need to cut to 4.5. Okay. So instead of the 8.5, I needed a 9. 9 by 2 for that. And, okay. Never check to make sure I didn't glue these together. Did not, did not. Okay, so these are gonna go on this side, and we'll do that, and we're gonna thumb hole here, right in the center. Okay. All right, we'll throw a quick glue around this. See, as soon as I, oh Lord, oh my goodness, oh my Lanta. Okay. As soon as I say quick, that's when the glue decides to not come out of the bottle, right? Oh, almost the wrong way. All right. Okay. Really got to get in the habit of, see people, they say you hold it at the thumb hole so you know where not to glue, and it is a good tip. I just don't always do it. Okay, close that down. Get that stuff out of the way. All right, so this one has probably dried a little bit better. So I can go ahead and snip that. Probably could just also just throw a little ink on it to get rid of that whiteness, but oops. Okay. All right, this one seemed to work out fairly well, and it was definitely quick. So yeah, so if, like I said, if you wanted to add some sort of paper in here, just to cover up the hole, you could do that, or leave it white. Do it with some ink, like I did that one. You could do that. So yeah, so there's 2 tag pockets there. There's 2 side tag pockets on there, and then 1 inside journal pocket in there. And my book. I'll reverse one of these. You can see it a little better. All right, so put that in there. Probably, like I said, you could sew it in the middle so it gets stuck in the middle, or if you can figure out if it's going to catch on the bottom thread and the top thread, you could do that, so that you wanted a If you wanted some sort of, you know, taller tags in there, you could do that. And yeah, this one almost fits. Little side tag, a little tag in there, and a tag in there, and the same thing on this side. So tag, tag, tag. Wonderful. Okay. Well, I think I definitely like that size better. So 8.5 by 10, score at 2.5, and score at 3, versus this, which was 2.5 and 3.5. Both work, but you can see the difference between the two. And you can see that it's easy enough to adjust, even if you wanted to make it even bigger and not have it overlap as much on there. See that? You can see you have it overlaps about 1 inch there. So if you wanted to just overlap a 1/2 inch, you could probably score it at 2 and 2.5 and have it just, I just have it, you don't want it just right at the edge because you want to have enough to be able to catch and hold the pocket shut. So, okay, well, some major faux pas, but in the end, I got it figured out. Hopefully I made it understandable enough for you if you want to go ahead and try to make these pocket inserts for this. And it will also go into, there's an 8.5 by 11 coffee dyed. So if you wanted to stick it into a regular journal, it will also fit in there, leaving a little extra room for that. Like I said, if you want to do it that way, or if you want to do it this way, either way, it works. Okay. Nice. All right. All right, that is it for tonight. And hopefully, again, like I said, you got something out of that, and I made it clear enough for you to hopefully do one for yourself. So that's it. Thanks so much for coming by, and I hope you have a creative day.